Once upon a time, in a small town filled with kind and hardworking people, there lived a little girl named Ugomma. She had the brightest smile, the quickest feet, and the softest hands. But there was one thing about Ugomma that troubled many: her hands. They had a habit of taking things that did not belong to her. At school, Ugomma's classmates complained about missing pencils, erasers, and lunch money. In church, the offering basket would sometimes seem lighter after it passed through her roll. In the supermarket, things would disappear into her pocket, only for the shopkeeper to discover later. Whenever she was caught, her mother would rush to her defense. "My daughter does not steal," she would say firmly. "She is a good girl." Her mother went to the school, warned the teachers never to call her daughter a thief, or she would have them arrested. She pampered Ugomma. And so, Ugomma continued taking things, believing that as long as her mother stood by her, she would never face real consequences. As Ugomma grew older, her habits did not change. In university, she was caught taking things from her roommates and the school library. The school authorities had no choice. She was rusticated. It was a shameful moment, but her mother still refused to accept the truth. Years passed and Ugomma got married, but her hands remained restless. When her husband noticed things disappearing in their home, and even from his friends, he tried to talk to her. "Ugomma, this is not right. You need to stop." What worried her husband most was that Ugomma had no need for the things she sometimes stole. Shoes that were too small for her feet. Sometimes, she took a shoe and left the other pair. She was from a rich home and had no need to steal. One day, she was caught stealing at her husband's friend's party. This time, there was no mother to protect her, no school to forgive her. Her husband was ashamed. He left. Heartbroken and ashamed, Ugomma sat alone in her house, wondering why she could not stop taking things. Then, one evening, she came across a book about kleptomania, a condition where people feel a strong urge to steal, even when they don't need to. The more she read, the more she saw herself in the words. It was not just a habit. It was a problem she needed help with. For the first time, Ugomma admitted to herself, "I need to change." She found a therapist who helped her understand her condition. With patience, guidance, and determination, she learned how to control her urges. It was not easy, but every time she resisted the temptation, she felt lighter, freer. One day, Ugomma went to the coffee shop. She saw a wallet on the table. She did not pick it. She walked into the supermarket, bought some things, and paid for it with her own money. The shopkeeper, who had known her for years, smiled and said, "You have changed, Ugomma." And she had. From that day, Ugomma used her story to help others struggling like her. She taught children the value of honesty and worked with young people to understand the true strength that comes from doing what is right, even when no one is watching. And so, Ugomma's hands, which once took from others, became hands that gave kindness, wisdom, and hope.